Snow was falling softly that night. The sky was pale gray, and every breath turned into a little cloud in the cold air. In a small house on the edge of town, a boy named Evan walked home with his dad after church. His tiny hands clutched a handful of fresh grass they'd just picked from the yard, while his dad carried a glass of water. Every Christmas, they had the same little tradition: leaving grass for Santa's reindeer, a glass of water, and a small handwritten letter under the Christmas tree. It wasn't just a habit. It was their way of saying, Christmas isn't about gifts. It's about love, hope, and being together. That night, Evan carefully wrote on his small piece of paper, "Dear Santa, please keep my dad healthy and let me spend Christmas with him again next year." His dad smiled, lifted Evan up, and said softly, "Santa's gonna love that, buddy. His reindeer will be happy too." They laughed together, then looked up at the golden star that his dad always placed on top of the tree every single year. Evan still remembered the Christmas before, how his dad spilled a little hot chocolate on the table, how they laughed fixing the broken lights, how the ornaments kept falling off, but neither of them cared. "It doesn't have to be perfect, son," his dad said with a warm smile. "What matters is that we do it together." That night, they sang Silent Night off-key by the fireplace. The lights twinkled, the room smelled like wood and cinnamon, and the world felt safe, warm, and whole. Evan didn't know then that was the last Christmas he'd ever see his father laugh. A few months later, everything changed. His dad started coughing more often. He tried to hide it with a smile, but his strength was fading. When Christmas came again, the house was too quiet. There was no guitar playing from the living room, no smell of his dad's cooking, just the sound of the wind and the clock ticking on the wall. Evan still put out the grass and the glass of water, but this time his letter was different. "Dear Santa, I don't want any toys this year. Please just make my dad better. I only want one thing: to light the Christmas tree with him again." That night, Santa didn't come, and by morning, the world felt heavier, colder, and emptier. His dad was gone, and outside, the snow kept falling, slow, quiet, endless. The next Christmas came too soon. Evan sat in the living room, staring at his dad's empty chair by the fire. The house was silent, except for the crackling of wood. He opened a dusty box full of old ornaments. Inside was the same golden star his dad used to hang every year. With trembling hands, he climbed onto a chair and placed it on top of the tree. He whispered, barely holding back tears, "I put the star up, Dad." Then, just like always, he put a glass of water and a bunch of grass beneath the tree, and he wrote another letter, a letter that carried all the love a child could hold. "Dear Santa, if my dad's with you up there, please tell him I still leave grass for your reindeer, and that I still miss him every Christmas night." That night, Evan fell asleep on the couch, the faint glow of a candle flickering beside him. Snow kept falling outside the window. When morning came, something was different. The grass he left was gone. Half the water from the glass had disappeared, and right beneath the tree, there was a piece of paper. He picked it up with shaking hands and froze. The handwriting looked familiar. It was his dad's. "The grass was delicious, son. My reindeer loved it. Don't stop writing your letters every Christmas. I still read them from here. Dad. Tears streamed down Evan's face. He pressed the note to his chest, sobbing quietly, and whispered, "Merry Christmas, Dad." Outside, the snow kept falling. But inside that small house, the air felt warm again. The lights on the Christmas tree shimmered brighter than before, and for a moment, it felt like time stopped, like love itself was glowing inside the room. That night, Evan stood by the window, looking up at the sky. Among the thousands of stars, one shined brighter than all the rest. He smiled through his tears and said softly, "Dad, I've grown up now, and I promise I'll never let the Christmas light go out." He lit a single candle by the window. Its flame flickered gently, casting a soft golden glow through the falling snow. And in that quiet moment, Evan could almost hear his dad's voice again. "Merry Christmas, son." Through the window, Evan sits beside the tree, a glass of water and a bunch of grass resting beneath it. Snow keeps falling, but the warmth inside that home never fades. True love never dies. It simply becomes the light that guides us home on Christmas night. A soft bell rings. Silent Night begins to play, and the world goes quiet, peaceful, warm, and full of memory. You know, when we're kids, Christmas feels like magic. It's the lights, the songs, the smell of cinnamon and hot chocolate, and that feeling that something wonderful is just around the corner. But as we grow older, we start to realize Christmas isn't about what's under the tree. It's about who's around it. This story reminds us that the moments we think are small, leaving out a glass of water, a handful of grass, laughing with someone we love, those moments become the ones we miss the most when they're gone. We think love ends when someone leaves, but it doesn't. Love doesn't stop at goodbye. It just changes where it lives. Sometimes it moves into a song, sometimes into a smell, sometimes into a single star above your window on a cold December night. Maybe that's what Christmas really is, a reminder that love never truly dies. It lingers in every flicker of a candle, in every quiet snowfall, in every letter you never got to send. And maybe, when we light that candle or hang that star, the ones we lost are right there with us. Not in the way we can touch, but in the way we can feel. So if this Christmas feels a little emptier, if there's an empty chair at your table, or a name that still makes your heart ache, don't hide from it. Let yourself remember. Because remembering is how we keep love alive. Light a candle. Write that letter. Look up at the stars. And whisper to the people you miss, "Merry Christmas. I still love you." Because the truth is, they never really left. They just became the light. The same light that guides us home, year after year, no matter how cold the night gets. So tonight, if you look up and see that one star shining brighter than the rest, don't wish for something. Just say thank you. Because somewhere, someone you love is smiling back.